Hi, I'm Melissa Cobb. Come fly with AOPA. This week we fly the new Piper M700 turboprop, share lessons learned from an accident case study, and showcase a cool Florida air park.
AOPA keeps flying safe, accessible, and fun by protecting your freedom to fly. We are the most trusted one-stop resource for all things related to general aviation. Become an AOPA pilot today.
AOPA Editor at Large Dave Hirschman flies the new Piper M700 turboprop. Find out why he calls it a hot rod.
Hi, I'm Dave Hirschman, AOPA Media, and we've just returned from flying the Piper M700, the new hot rod turboprop that replaces the M600 in the Piper M-Class line. This thing's got lots of horsepower. It really accelerates and climbs. You know, it's got a 5-blade Hartzell constant speed prop, and that really digs in. You know, the initial acceleration is quite impressive. It really sort of tosses you back in the seat. You combine that with this very elegant and refined Garmin display. 3 14-inch screens provides, you know, amazing situational awareness. We've been inside the Piper factory. They are producing these airplanes as their central focus. The first year of production of the M700 is sold out already. Piper is such a worldwide brand, it won't be long until these planes are all over the planet. The M700 is the ultimate evolution of the Malibu line, the PA-46. The airframe, you know, will look quite similar. The PA-46 that was introduced in the 1980s, those big, long, high aspect ratio wings, turbocharged, made to fly at altitude, exceptionally long range. This is the latest iteration of that original design. It feels like a very big and substantial airplane when you're flying it. Little heavier in roll than it is in the pitch, but nice and responsive throughout the range.
So you wanted some slow flight, some handling course,
exactly.
Stuff. So go ahead and take it back off of the autopilot, take it off of the auto throttle.
I'm just going to try it. I'm going to bank left and right just to get the feel of the ailerons at higher deflection. We'll go 45 to 45. I mean, it's nice and crisp. It's a little heavy, but it's like but it does respond well.
I think people are really going to be impressed with this airplane. You know, they claim that it's going to be $1 million less than the competition and still about 300 knots. And when they say the competition, they're talking about TBM. You know, the TBM has been the dominant player in the single engine turboprops, and they've been pushing the bounds on speed, range, altitude, technology. The M700 isn't quite as fast as the TBM. The TBM will do 320. This will do about 300, but it's a value proposition, and you know, Piper is betting that there are quite a few value buyers in this market. This is an airplane that should really appeal to them.
Thanks for that review, Dave. It really does look like the M700 is a nice evolution of Piper's product line. In industry news, electric aerospace developer Beta Technologies has achieved a significant aviation milestone. It was with the Aaliyah 250E prototypes. The electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft transitioned from powered lift flight to wing-borne flight and back again in New York. A test pilot was on board. The prototype has flown more than 40,000 nautical miles during its testing so far, and the company plans to enter Aaliyah into service, first of all with the military, then cargo operators, and finally commercial passenger carrying operations. Now, if you want to find smooth air, Foreflight can help with that. All you need is Foreflight NS Sentry or Sentry Plus ADS-B receiver. Foreflight has added a new reported turbulence layer that uses automated turbulence information that's recorded by the Sentry devices, and it displays it through Foreflight as light, moderate, or severe. You can filter it in 3,000-foot increments at lower altitudes. Now, the add-on is available for Pro Plus plans and higher. In AOPA news, helicopter operations are under attack again in New York City. The state had tried unsuccessfully to restrict helicopter operations in 2022. Now, New York City Council is trying to prohibit non-essential operations at city-owned heliports. AOPA and several other aviation organizations are actively opposing these proposals, and we'll keep you up to date on how this continues. The AOPA Air Safety Institute has released a new accident case study. It's called Conflict in the Cockpit, and it analyzes an accident from 2021 that involved a Bombardier Challenger 605. It had taken off from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and was going to Truckee Tahoe Airport in California.
The NTSB noted that the first officer likely deployed the spoilers without the captain's permission in an attempt to descend quickly to the runway as they were turning back to the centerline. The flight spoilers' full deployment about 12 seconds before the accident, when the aircraft was in a 36-degree banked turn at 130 knots, significantly affected the Challenger's stall margin before impact. The younger captain, apparently distracted by unfamiliar avionics equipment, lost situational awareness at several points before and during the approach. Perhaps he was unwilling to acknowledge that he could not keep pace with the aircraft rather than delegating those tasks to his more experienced, older first officer. On at least 2 occasions, the first officer fell prey to a flawed desire and mindset to continue the flight, even if doing so was questionable, as demonstrated by his eagerness to begin the circling maneuver right at the established circling minimums, and by his decision to fly through the extended centerline when the aircraft was no longer stabilized. The company was in the early stages of implementing a safety management system to support a positive company culture that prioritized safety. Each pilot was supposed to maintain an awareness of the other pilot's activities at all times and required to follow company procedures to their best judgment. In an abnormal or emergency situation, the pilot in command retained the authority to deviate from company procedures to ensure the safety of the flight. Unfortunately, the crew's improper crew resource management and decision-making negatively affected their judgment during the flight and led them to disregard standard operating procedures and fly an unstabilized approach that ultimately ended in tragedy.
You can watch the full accident case study on the Air Safety Institute's YouTube channel, and you can get more details on all this industry news and advocacy news on AOPA's website. We'll drop links to those articles in the description below. We just posted a new video on our YouTube channel that you'll want to check out, especially if you love relaxing at aviation communities. We take you to Eagles Nest Aerodrome in Florida that features a grass strip and a seaplane base.
My name is Rick Toller. It's my wife, Kathy. We are residents of the Eagles Nest Aerodrome, which is a homeowners association here in Crescent City, Florida. I'm the president of the homeowners association. It's been around for, I guess, 25, 30 years. We've been here for 15. There are 20, now we have 27 home sites. We come from vacant lots and houses. We have an airstrip, that's grass airstrip, that's about 3,500 square foot long, and a water seaplane base that's also about 3,500 foot long.
Be sure to grab a cup of coffee and come back to sit back and relax and watch the full video about the Eagles Nest Aerodrome. It truly looks like a beautiful, relaxing place to fly. Well, with the upcoming change of Fly with AOPA moving from a weekly show to one hosted at larger aviation events, you'll soon start seeing a new series of videos on our YouTube channel. The new AOPA Presents series will be kicking off mid-May. Now, these are documentaries. They're long-form cinematic videos that tell the story of general aviation in a way that we haven't done very often before. The series is going to kick off with a video about the Iditarod.
In Alaska's vastness, early mornings mark the beginning of a unique race. Pilots overhead, dogs and their mushers, all converge for the Iditarod. Beyond the end of the roads, the skies provide crucial support and connection. Through snowy trails and above, competitors and supporters face the challenge together. It's a team effort in this harsh environment, driven by a common purpose. Experience Wings of the Iditarod, a true testament to teamwork and resilience.
I, for one, look forward to seeing the documentary on the Iditarod coming out in mid-May. It's going to be just absolutely fascinating. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Fly with AOPA, and just a reminder that our last regular weekly show of Fly with AOPA will be on May 10th. Please be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. This week, we leave you with footage from AOPA video content producer Brie Cabasa. It's of the Piper M700 flight. If you're not already an AOPA pilot, we'd love for you to join us. Just click on the link at the end of this video to learn more about our trial membership. We'll see you next week.